Hey guys, I'm Marky and this is Kindred Guidance. And today we're going to be doing a Summer Romance 2021 pick a card reading. So for pile number 1 we have Tree Agate, pile number 2 we have Moonstone, pile number 3 we have Fire and Ice Quartz, pile number 4 we have Amazonite, and the last one is Pink Aura Quartz. So pause the video if you need to and choose whichever one resonates with you, and we'll get into it. Alright, so for those who chose pile number 1, let's get started. So your first card is Celebration, and it says, your spirit needs to play and have fun. I feel like this summer for you guys is going to be hot and heavy. It's going to be a party. It's going to be litty. It's going to be a kiki. There's just like a lot of forward movement. I feel like if you felt stagnant the past few months, this is going to be completely different. You guys are going to be putting, or you should be putting yourself out there and try to experience new things. Meet new people, you know? Here we have 7 of Fire and King of Water. So this one says, defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. I feel like if you are planning on traveling, that's evident here because there's a lot of flight, people riding, imagery of people riding a Pegasus or a dragon. So if you're planning a trip, kudos to you, that is in the works. King of Water. So you're showing up as someone who's extremely in control of their emotions and feeling a lot of things. So this summer, if you guys are pretty to yourself and closed, a bit more reserved or closed off, I feel like this is a summer where it's completely like a 180. A lot of emotions are bubbling up to the surface to the point where you can't just like avoid them. You have to like face conflict, face lessons that need to be learned, and I feel like you're very rigid and like in your own lane, and you stay in your own lane and you're in your own zone. And I feel like things are happening where you're being forced to be like out of your comfort zone, like a fish out of, like fresh out of water kind of thing, like, and be receptive to new experiences. And again, choose your battles wisely. So depending on the people you meet, the situations you're put in, you know, there's a give and take to be met. And reciprocated as well, like in terms of energy. So let's pull some more cards. We have 4 of Swords. Again, the 7 of Wands reappearing. And we have King of Swords. So this summer for you is a time where logic is being thrown out the window and your emotions are taking lead, which might be unusual for some of you guys. But again, it says open your heart and mind to those around you. It's a time where you may have a plan or a schedule, but I feel like your emotions take precedence. Like that's what ultimately is the decision that you're supposed to take, or you're going to end up taking. You might not want to open yourself up to other people, other like new experiences. Like, for example, you might have never been the type of person to be into going to clubs and parties and events, and I feel like that kind of closes off to meeting new people if you are single. if you're in a relationship, I feel like there just might be outside influence this summer that might make you feel like you're being tested. But honestly, I feel like when you come out of this, like from your relationship, it's really just to make it more emotionally open and like open communication and more receptivity between you two, and also stronger like outside influences are just that, period. And making sure of like what boundaries each other have, realizing your boundaries. You know, you have to have conflict in order to show you like what needs to be addressed. Does that make any sense? Like, for example, you won't know that you miss someone unless they're gone for a couple of days. So you have to have things that challenge you in order to understand like what needs to be more firm, understood, talked about, etc. And Four of Swords, so you might have been in a stagnant period, but this summer is meant to be full throttle. Honestly, like you're supposed to be constantly going. Obviously you need like some down period, but I think overall you're supposed to be more extroverted, or you're going to be feeling that energy and feeling more emotional. And it's not the time to be drowning in your thoughts or overthinking things or having a strict plan of how your summer is supposed to look like, because I feel like there's going to be curveballs, and that's okay. You just gotta like go with the flow. So let's open up some chakra color cards. We have Moonlight, Burgundy, and Salmon. So a lot of like red and yellow. Okay. I feel like for a lot of you, it's going to be how do you say this? A culminating period. For the full moon, I feel like if you're single, a lot of you guys are going to be like in a new relationship. Maybe some of you guys are experiencing love for the first time. If you're already in a relationship, I feel like, again, there's like this new step or this new stage to a relationship, or things that you haven't discovered about each other, you're learning for the first time. A lot of emotion already. Burgundy, for some of you, there might be like dealing with the past. So past issues, past people, exes. But there's a lot of passion happening here. And you have to really figure out like what you truly want and desire. Because, I just feel like there's this energy of like, I don't want to settle. I don't want to just have things complacent. I feel like that isn't you anymore. And I feel like, again, choose your battles wisely. If an ex does reappear, that you know how to set firm boundaries and letting new people in. It's okay to have boundaries, but don't, you know how like the last guy kind of ruins it for the next guy kind of thing. So don't let like past experiences block you from letting new people in as well. Then we have Salmon, which is overcoming limits, reaching a goal. So there's this like finality to the summer. It's like something is ending, something is beginning, or really just like this version of you is really coming to the surface, and everybody around you has to adapt or be bygones, because I feel like you're entering this summer with, or you've probably already been feeling it since the solstice, like is emerging, and it's almost like balancing like who you were, who you are now. Like letting everyone be aware of that. We have the card flirt and eyelash. Reconciliation. So for some of you, you might be reconciliating with an ex. For some of you, it can be like a test, like, hey, I'm in a relationship now, like, okay, this ex like needs to like not interfere. For some of you, it's like now's the time to really like put yourself out there, flirt if you're single and ready to mingle, extend your lighthearted energy to others. Again, celebration, party it up, have fun. If you're open to dating. Next we have prosperity, and the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. So again, you're being repeated with this message of be open to receiving, have an open heart. I feel like maybe you've been protecting yourself or sheltering yourself. Even if you're in a relationship, there's like maybe like a wall, like you only show this amount and then you stop there. Like maybe you've noticed like this pattern of like you get comfortable in a relationship and then you stop right here, and then you don't want them to see like this other side of you or like the other layers. And I feel like now's the time this summer to really open up yourself, like the whole range, all of the emotions, and like, yeah, I guess that's really just it. It's just like there's a lot of abundance that you can attract and that can enter your life if you are open to it and like open yourself up. Lastly, we have a Heart of Faerie card, which is the Remembrance. And, you know, again, this is the card that's kind of like you've learned your past mistakes, learned from your past lessons. And I feel like there could be this feeling of like, again, kind of like two worlds. Like the past upsets you possibly, or like the future gives you anxiety. And it's like, this summer is all about being in the present moment and learning how to be in that state of flux, in that state of motion, and not be so rigid with like how things are supposed to be. And not be defined by your past. Again, past life memories, past, like literally like in the past, like when you were 16, that was like a whole nother lifetime ago kind of thing. And like not being defined by that, and like stepping into who you are now and be really in the moment and let everyone around you know, like, this is who I am now, new year, new me, new summer, and really experience all the things that you're meant to. So I'm really excited for you guys. This is a hot and heavy summer. It's loaded. Let me know if this resonates with you, but yeah. Okay, so for those who chose pile number 2, let's get started. So your first card is learning new skills. Education is the most personal resource you can use to change your life and the world. And I feel like this isn't necessarily to do with education. Obviously, this is a romance reading, but I feel like you're going to be learning new things about yourself and new things about your relationships. Like, if you're single, like, you have to date around to figure out what you don't like in someone in order to realize what you do want. So, also, if you're in a relationship, it's almost like learning new layers to the person that you're seeing. I feel like it's an endless thing, you know, whether you're dating for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Time really isn't an indicator. It's about how open you are and willing to learn about someone, you know? Next we have Knight of Earth. someone who's loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. A guardian angel. So there is this angel reference, like this person, it has wings. I feel like you're being guided this summer to really, how do you say this, fine tune your life. And especially when it comes to romance, I feel like there has to be commitments. Like if someone isn't giving you the proper energy that you want or that resonates with you, set those boundaries, because what you need now are people who are loyal, who are essentially all these things that you're trying to embody, and have that commitment. Like if someone says they're going to do something, then do it if you really care about me. If you don't, then clearly you're not the one for me. Queen of Air, someone who's independent. So yeah, if someone's not giving you the energy that you need in your life, like that should be a red flag. Also objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, seeing the humor in a situation. So yeah, for some of you, you might have felt very like led by your emotions. And I think this summer, which totally contrasts the previous pile, is that you have to be very grounded, independent, self-assured, that you don't need like someone else to be that source of emotional fulfillment, and to have commitment, like to have committed relationship. I think that's really like what you want right now, are like committed friends, committed relationships. Maybe have like something that you planned on this summer and like following through with that commitment. And yeah, just trying to see the humor in all situations. If like you're dating and you have like the worst date ever, just laugh it off. If like, yeah, you go through a breakup, laugh it off. Like just trying to find like the humor in things like that don't work out, basically, for some of you. And again, you are, I feel like, working on this relationship with yourself first, and then everything else is like added toppings to it. So yeah, clearing away all that doesn't serve you. So like whether it's like people in your life who are like draining your energy, you don't need to be around that if you don't want to. Yeah, I feel like a lot of your judgment might feel very clouded, and like there's like all this like outside perspective and like people influencing you. And I feel like this summer is a time where you're really just like focusing on yourself and like self-improvement, self-development, and seeing what your future looks like, regardless of like what anyone has to say. It's almost like you're kind of like being led to self-fulfillment. And it's like, if you're with someone, it's like, okay, if you guys like align and like you guys can grow together, that's great. If not, then like, sorry, deuces, gotta move on with my life. I don't know. I think that's like a message for some of you guys. Next, we have the Two of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Ace of Cups. So yeah, I feel like for some of you, it's gonna be a little bit chaotic, which is why you need to have this energy of like being independent and like having a sense of like grounding, because for some of you, it's like something might not be working, like third party situations, like whether it's like you're not over your ex, the other person isn't, learning about yourself and like new developments, and like it interferes with like your relationship, like life kind of just like happening to you, that feeling. And then like relationships not really working out. And for some of you, it's kind of like, I'm getting that feeling of like closing one door and then opening another one immediately. So for some of you, you might be going through a breakup and then quickly realizing another person's meant for you. If not, it's just like, I think this summer is like really potent in terms of like love in general. Like I just feel like, I don't know, there's just like a lot of like feelings and emotions that are happening this summer. And I feel like you're really going to come out from this, like really knowing and understanding like what you want out of a relationship. But yeah, definitely, it's just going to be like a toss up. Like it's going to be a little bit turbulent. Like relationships are being tested right now for you guys. Like whether that's platonic or even romantic. For your aura, we got romance, courtship, flowers, sweet emotion, so wisteria, sky blue, and gray. So definitely love is in the air. Like again, romance is in the air this summer. Like a lot of you guys are just like learning about yourself. So you might be dating and experiencing romance for some of you. And I guess this is why the Ace of Cups comes out, is like, maybe it might not lead to a relationship, but it's still like an experience and you're still experiencing romance. And yeah, for sky blue, I really feel like, especially with the air card, you have to communicate, like work on your communication skills. Oof, that's coming out. Yeah, you might, a lot of people like feel like they're emotionally available, and like they might be, but it all comes down to like, do you speak them? Like, do you speak what you're feeling? You might feel like you have a lot of emotional depth. You might be like, ooh, I'm an empath. Sorry, I hate to roast people who say that. But I feel like it comes down to whether or not you communicate your feelings or not. And that's something that you're going to be learning this summer. And next we have gray. There's like this very like soft energy. I feel like this summer is kind of like a waft. Like kind of like a blur, like what just happened. And like the best way possible. Like it's very like things can come out from the woodworks, if you know what I mean. Like just random things and experiences can happen to you this summer. So yeah, let go of any expectations and be patient. Again, the whole like Knight of Earth, like for some of you it's like you're waiting for things to happen. It could literally be anything. Like maybe there's like a time constraint. Maybe it's like, ooh, for some of you, like long distance stuff. Like there's like a waiting and being patient. So maybe you're working towards like meeting someone, meeting a new person, metaphorically or literally, like they're like a state away. And you know, be patient, because it's going to happen eventually if it's meant for you. If not, and it doesn't work out, then move on from that. But yeah, I feel like this is a very like mutable energy that I'm getting. Like some things can work out, some things just don't. Like be open to like love entering. Like I feel like for some of you guys, like you're not even, that's like the last thing on your mind is romance, or you're like, whatever, if it happens, it happens. And girl, it could happen. Honeymoon. So enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So, oof. Why do I feel like some of you guys are having like a summer romance? Like literally, I know like this is like the whole entire point of the reading is like I'm reading like a summer romance for in general, but for some of you, it's like once summer is over and fall hits, it's like bam, that ended, whatever. And religious factors. So your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So yeah, I think you're learning a lot about like the way you view love and relationships. Like that whole ideology and mindset is shifting for you. And yeah, the honeymoon card. When I say some of you guys are like gonna fall deeply in love, I mean it. Like some of you guys are just gonna like, I can't help but fall in love with you. I can't help these feelings. Like they just like take over you. Like they waft over you. And like, it's kind of like, to me, like imagery wise is like, you're out in the forest and like someone walks past by you and they have like the most wonderful scent, whether it's a good perfume or cologne, and it just like consumes you. And I just feel like that's how like love is this summer for you guys. It's just like some things just happen and it's just like, ooh, takes you over. Next we have guiding children. So you are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. Now I don't see that literally. Actually, yeah, you know what? For some of you guys, you might be having kids. If not, I feel like this is like the conversation of like inner child. Like what does your inner child need? And does your partner fulfill that need? There's completely like different things between like what you need and what you want. And I feel like you're learning that this summer. And we also have the Queen of Golden Bow. So this fairy card is like the first card. I feel like you're really healing something. This is the first card, so you're like manifesting a lot of things this summer. Whether or not you intentionally wanted to or not, but like it's a new beginning this summer for you guys. So be prepared if it hasn't happened already. And I do feel like there's so much more control that you're having this summer over your romantic life. Like you're opening new doors right now and healing the past, mending it with the present. And ooh, sorry. I just got like, for the children, it's like, these are like the boy and girl colors. Like, yeah, some of you guys might be having a kid. But yeah, essentially, I just feel like this is a new phase for you guys in your relationships. And I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of you guys are going to meet like really important people this summer, like whether it's like a new friend or like a new lover, but you're just like really in the beginning stages of a lot of something, you know? So whatever new happens for you this summer, you know, it is what it is. You just gotta roll with it and like be excited that like this new era of your life is like being ushered in, or like this new mindset, ideology. I just feel like you're on a new wavelength and you just gotta go with it, and stay like, obviously, be patient, be dedicated, do what you're meant to do, but yeah, I don't know what else to say besides something new is happening. Okay, pile number 3. Let's do this. So your first card is Step into the Unknown. Curiosity keeps us heading down new paths, so take a chance. Okay, I feel like a lot of you guys might be moving or something, or like just like new experiences, new people, new situation. Like, I feel like for some of you, you might be like stepping into a relationship for the first time. Like, actually. Or just like, again, I'm getting the sense like moving, like, the future's uncertain for you guys this summer. Now we have the Six of Fire. So victory, good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. Okay, so now I get a better imagery of like what's happening here. I feel like a lot of you guys are like advancing, like moving forward with your life, and it kind of feels like everything's like so in flux, and like you're cool with it. Like you're cool with things changing all the time. But now it's like to the point where like you can't really predict like how like the month, like how next month looks like, and the month after that. It's like everything is just like unknown, and that can cause a little bit of anxiety. And I think with the Four of Earth, it's like you're kind of being reminded to like maintain this feeling of home, maintain this feeling of stability, consistency, patience. Here it says being too frivolous or too cautious with money, good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. So, I feel like a lot of you guys are really saying, like, with your craft, focusing on your career and doing a great job at that, or working towards improving it. And you could kind of get like lost in the sauce, you know, like making time for like your commitments, making time for your relationships. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you guys kind of maybe prioritize career, or have had in the past career over relationships. And I think there's like this new dynamic that's being asked of you right now. Like, maybe like, yeah, since this year, like things are changing where like family might have, or family, friends, relationships are being prioritized. Or it's kind of like you're being led to choose one or the other. But it doesn't have to be that way if you're balanced, you know? Next we have Five of Swords, Ace of Swords, Six of Swords. Okay, so for some of you guys, it could be like this feeling of inaction. Like, your mental health is like life is just like kind of like happening to you, or like there's a lot of like transitions that are happening right now. Six of Swords, like baggage, traveling, moving, unable to like make a decision, or like have that new thought of like where to begin, or like where to start fresh with new thoughts, new ideas. It's almost like it's being like, I'm getting like the energy of like you're reading a book, and imagine like someone just like slamming it and like, hey, I didn't even finish reading like my page. And it's like, yeah, this chapter is like put on pause because you have to sort certain things out and certain conflicts. So in relation to like relationships and romance, I feel like you might have put the brakes on like relationships if you're single. And if you are in a relationship, I feel like there might have been moments of stagnant energy, or like feeling like the same issue is reappearing and you just want to like move on, and it's like you're being bogged by problems that haven't been resolved. So resentment, for one example, or just issues that are like interfering with your relationships. Like Six of Fire, that's like supposed to be like a very confident card, and Four of Earth is supposed to be a very stable card. And I feel like at the core, you are these things, but there's always a but. Like, not knowing something or not knowing the rest of the pages and how they unfold can be really daunting. And to that I say, be in the present moment. So we have purple, cobalt blue, and periwinkle. This summer is a cool summer. So if I had to like say the overall vibe, it's a cool summer, not a hot summer. It's like a cool girl summer type of thing. Cool guy summer. Yeah, so for a lot of you guys, it's like, it has to do with like figuring out like what you want, like mentally and spiritually and like emotionally. Because with the purple, it's like not knowing what you want out of a relationship. It's like, how do you grow? Like, how do you make a relationship get stronger if you don't even know what you want? It's kind of like knowing who you are and being confident in yourself is going to be a reflection on all of your relationships. Because then once you know what you don't like, you can weed out everything that like doesn't serve you anymore. And I feel like you're being guided right now, like soul purpose, multi-dimensional. You're being like guided towards, like, I like how these colors kind of like match, like literally the same color theme, but you're being led to this new area of your life that isn't as stable or like predictable, I should say. That's a better word. And being in that place of like unknown, like whether it's romantically, like what's going to happen after this? What's going to happen after summer? Like, do we have plans for the future? And it's like, it's almost like you're stuck in time. It's like, what do we do then? Like, if we don't know. And I'm just getting the sense like being guided, like being stable, being patient, having that inner sense of home is what will hone you to being aligned in your life. Like, yeah, I'm just getting that sense of, oof, I just, like, you can't foresee the future, so instead of being anxious by it, just focus on what you can do, and that certain things are just going to be out of your control. Like, you can't play God, you know. And surprises, like, embrace the mystery. Like, I think that's like one message that is really important, is like, as opposed to being consumed by fear, by the lack of knowledge of something, embrace the mystery of love. So your song, pile number 3, is Mystery of Love by Stefan Stevens. Did I say that name right? Whatever. Now we have New Love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So for some of you guys, a new love can like enter in. Maybe that's like the unknown. And then give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. And that could be the unknown. It's like, ooh, some of you guys are on a break. And some of you guys are entering love. So a lot of, I don't want to say iffy energy, but a lot of like, I don't know what's going to happen energy. And that's okay. Like, that's okay to not know what's going to happen. But being grounded, etc., being confident in yourself, that's all going to help keep you sane this summer. But it's a cool summer, you know, like, this is cool. And you got the Sorceress, and this says, you are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Oh yeah, I should mention that this is fire and ice quartz, but it kind of looks like clear quartz. So yeah, this is like an icy summer. Like, I just feel like again, like, you're on this, like, wavelength of, like, wanting certain things to happen in a certain way. And in order for that to happen, for you to be able to manifest certain things, it's like you have to really know what you want and have clear intentions, because when you meet that frequency, then that's when it happens. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Oh yeah, also, this was really weird, but this pile, every other card only got one card for this, and you got two, which is like the mystery card, which is supposed to be open for interpretation. And I think it's really just like reiterating that you guys are like stepping into unknown territory, like holding out, like probably like you don't know what's going to happen this summer, like something is just like unexpected that comes your way. And then the Lady of Faith. So a lot of you guys are like, again, with the clear intention, it's like you have to really believe in yourself and things happening. And the Lady of Faith like opens up her chest, like her heart is open. She wears her heart on her sleeve. So it's like, when you open yourself up and with the right intention, then that thing will come to you if it's meant to be. Do you know what I mean? And there's also like moving on. So whether or not you're in a relationship or single, there's like this feeling of moving on from the past and like how you've kind of dealt with relationships in the past. It's like, I think the summer is like a reminder for you to, like, you can pick yourself up again and move on to brighter and better days. So, yeah, I just feel like this whole summer is very cool and mysterious. And I don't know how to feel about it because it's just like, literally, like, anything can happen. So that's my take on pile number 3. Hope it resonates. Hey, pile number 4. I'll do my best not to freak out because, I don't know, I'm just freaking out for no reason. Look up, look forward, welcome new developments for positive change. Ooh, this summer, you are moving on. You're on the fast lane. I don't know what you're planning on doing this summer, but sorry, there's just something that's completely changing for you guys, and it's definitely going to be affecting your love life. 4 of Air, time to rest or take a vacation. Allow more time before making a decision. Meditation may provide answers. So I've been getting a lot of like traveling, not just this pile, but the previous one too. So you guys might be planning a trip, and better and brighter days are headed for you. But definitely take some time to sort things out, like what you want. I feel like your head is in the clouds this summer. We have 2 air cards. So not only are you resting in vacation, but that vacation will allow you to open yourself up to new ideas on how to move forward and have a new beginning and to reinvigorate your life, if that makes sense. Like bring in that new energy that you've been craving. You guys are definitely going to get it. I'm just getting like good vibes from this pile. Like I just feel like this is a lot more straightforward than a lot of the other ones. For some of you, it's like, I know this is a romantic reading, but some of you guys might be looking at a friend or a crush, developments in that area. The Moon card, I feel like, yeah, your head is in the clouds and your emotions are all over the place this summer. Yeah, I feel like you're really trying to like carve out your future, and you don't really know like what you want or how things are going to come into fruition. And you're going to have your friends there to guide you, and possibly a friend, for some of you, like a friend turned lover situation. That's just what I'm getting. Let's look at the colors. We have pink, diamond, and black. Again, chaotic energy. Like, this is straightforward, but very chaotic in a way too. Like, oof. Like, I've been like picking out like getting vibes from all the piles, and like a lot of them has a like unpredictable energy. So I guess that's how 2021 looks like in terms of romance for everybody, is like unpredictableness. But pink, this is like, again, like a very lovely card, like innocent love, like things that just like, I guess that's what I was like picking up the vibe on. Like, in terms of like feeling nervous and like almost like, oof, like I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm excited. I'm excited nonetheless. And diamond, it's like, I think you're just ready to move on with your life. Like, there's no like, oh, I need to like learn a couple lessons. I need to like sort things out in my head. I need to like I'm not ready for a relationship. That you guys, I feel like, are ready. And if you tell yourself that you're not, you are. Like, you just need to like move forward and get packing, pack your bags, because girl, you're going on vacation, you're going on a trip. And if you're not going on a vacation or a trip, I feel like mentally you are, because of the experiences that you're going to be in. It's changing you. Like, this is going to be a summer for you guys where it's like a summer to remember, like something where like I feel like love just takes you to a new place. Like, you have black, which is a very dark color in contrast to pink, but oh, the song, I like relating like the piles to songs, or like the readings to songs, and the song that I'm getting is like Kill This Love, but also yeah, I just feel like for some of you, it's kind of like you want to be like in control of like love this time. Like, you're out to go get it, gun for it, get that person, get that girl, get that guy. Like, you're just out here to like kill shit up and experience the things that you want to experience. Like, experience love with this person. Like, have something that is like, have a love that like adds fuel to your fire. Like, something that's like passionate, but again, has those like dimension to it. Like, yeah, it's innocent, bubbly, and it's like cool at first, almost like love at first sight, but also it has that potential to be long lasting and have depth and take it to another place. Like, not just like a first date or like a hookup. Like, I think you guys want more, and for some of you it's coming, and for some of you it's like you're just like in a new like mindset, and like, ooh, I almost said like mind games. No, that's like the old. For some of you guys, like you're just kind of like done with the mind games, and it's just like this mind shift that you have now is just like, I'm open, I'm here, and I'm ready. And I guess that's just it. I feel like people are really going to be seeing your worth and the diamond that you are. Yeah, and also clarity with the diamond and the ace of air. I feel like there's this like, you can see past the bullshit. You can like, I really don't have an issue with you guys, like, who you surround yourself with, because I feel like the truth will set you free. Like, with whatever comes to the surface, I feel like you're able to, like, decipher people's intentions, good or bad. And, like, you're just prepared to, again, move on and have positive changes in your life. So, the 2 cards that came up is worth waiting for. And heart-to-heart conversations. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And I feel like that's like the image that shows up in here, is like someone who is waiting for something to happen, and it happens. And I feel like you're prepared for whoever enters your life or chooses to leave. Heart-to-heart conversations, honestly discuss with your feelings with each other, is like getting down to the nitty-gritty. I feel like you guys don't want something that's superficial. It's something you want that is completely raw and unfiltered and just being honest. And when you are honest with other people and expect that from other people, then they'll be honest back to you. And if they aren't, then, you know, see ya. But I'm just getting this whole, like, new feelings in terms of, like, dating and relationships. And it's just like, if you're not on that wavelength of, like, wanting to live life to the fullest, then it's like, maybe you're not the one for me. Because I just think that you're just over, like, the bullshit and, like, the things that are just, like, superficial and, like, not real. Like, maybe you've, like, that fallen into the trap of, like, the idea of a person as opposed to who they actually are. And I think that this summer it's like, girl, you see things for everything that they are, and, like, you can't unsee it. So that's that. We have quiet time and the Queen of Hearth and Home. So a lot of you guys are really, like, needing a rest. Like, I know I said, like, full throttle when it comes to love, but a lot of that actually does need to be countered with a lot of alone time and solitude time to really sort your thoughts out. Yeah, take some time at home, like, be at home. And there's also this, like, thing that you're dealing with in terms of, like, what does home mean to you? Like, does this person feel like home? Am I at home with myself? Like, do I have the home that I want? And, like, have I built the life that I want? Like, your foundation, like, question that. Like, the friends, the schedule that you're with, the work that you're at. Like, these are all things that are, like, everything on a day-to-day basis that, like, affects everything else, including your dating life, so, and, like, romance. So when you have, like, that sense of stability of home and having time to, like, spiritually digest things and process things emotionally and have that downtime, I feel like that love will, like, come through. And if you're in a relationship, I think there's, like, this thing of, like, okay, I don't necessarily see, like, a pause, but there just needs to be, like, a shift in foundation. Like, whether that's, like, routines or, again, having that proper conversation of, like, what you need. Because there's just, like, you need time on your own to figure out what you want. And if you're in a relationship and you're constantly, like, people pleasing, or, like, what do you want for dinner? What do you want? Where do you want to go for vacation? It's almost like you lose yourself in that relationship And regardless if you're in a relationship or single, I think the overall message is like focusing on you, having that alone time for you, dating yourself. And once like you're in that habit and really know yourself, I think it's like, okay, my relationship's starting to feel better now because I know myself. I know who I am outside of the relationship. I'm not just a boyfriend. I'm not just a girlfriend. I'm so much more than that. And yeah, let's kill this love. I'm excited for you guys. Hope this resonates. Hey, pile number 5. All right, let's get started. So for those of you guys who chose the bubblegum crystal, I have good news for you guys. This is going to be a very, very intense summer. Like, I just, let's see how the cards unfold, but I honestly just feel like this energy of like, I never knew love could feel like this type of feeling. So take that as you will. The first card that comes up is release, let go, and focus on what is positive and uplifting. Okay, that was weird. Yeah, I feel like there just comes a point where like there's only so much like negativity and replay value you can get from the past. And I feel like you really need to like change that mindset of yours. Like if you feel undeserving of love, if you feel like the past is holding you hostage, I think that there comes a point where it's like you have to choose to be positive. You have to choose to a certain extent to be happy. Like sometimes you're scared to be happy, and don't be, you know, release, because honey, a lot of things are coming in. So we got the Queen of Water. Whew. Like I said, this summer is going to be intense. Like, I'm on the edge. It feels like, imagery wise, I'm getting like jumping off a cliff, or like obviously landing into the like ocean or the body of water, like cliff diving, you know, cliff jumping, whatever. But I'm also getting like roller coaster, like, whoa, what did I just sign up for type of feeling. So yeah, relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Excuse me. Care for yourself and others. I feel like you've been working on yourself for so goddamn long, and you're just so like there for other people, and you've been improving your relationship with yourself too, so kudos to you. But I think that even more so this summer, it's like people are going to recognize your value. Like I feel like, and you're going to see that value in yourself. Like I feel like for the longest time, it's kind of like you always didn't know how you're being perceived, or you just didn't have an accurate depiction of yourself in your head and like how you made yourself out to be. And I feel like this summer, it's like, no. I know who I am and what I'm worth, and period. For those of you who are in a relationship, I feel like you're just like very, very like committed and like taking care of the people around you and like your friends, and I just think that's like a beautiful thing. And if someone isn't in your inner circle, isn't receptive to that energy and like the new you who's like so much more evolved and someone who's grown up, and if they haven't grown up with you to that next level, that next tier, this new version of you, then you know it's just not worth it. Release. Okay. And we have great sadness. Take time to heal. The need to forgive yourself or others. Yeah. I feel like the releasing has a lot to do with yourself and like the pressure that you put on yourself, and other people who've like kind of like hurt you or made a mistake. I think that if they're genuine and they're trying to make amends with you, when it comes to love, you know, if they've made a grave mistake and like they've hurt you, is it really like a red flag? Or is it someone being really genuine and honest with their mistakes and like you can work through it together? And, you know, my first impression would always be like, hell no, red flag, run away. But no, I think a part of you, like, for some of you, it's really just like, no, I'm not gonna like run away from any ounce of like struggle or conflict. And, you know, like, this is different. Like, this is like, okay, unless they've like severely fucked up, like got a girl pregnant, run for the hills. But I'm talking about like conflict resolution, and it's like learning that, like learning how to like grow in your relationships and like move on and move forward, and like not just like, oh, they fucked up on this, they didn't do this, bye, and you just like dip and ghost out of their life. Like, I think this pile, like a group of you guys are like, I hate to say it, but like ghosties and ghosters. Like, you know, like you get ghosted and you're just like, and then, you know, hurt people. It's like, and then you ghost other people and like you get ghosted, and then the cycle repeats, and it's like this like running away from problems as opposed to solving them. And I think that needs to be addressed. Like, be sad about it. Take some time to heal. Forgive. Obviously, don't forget, but move on. Six of Wands. I feel like a lot of you guys have just like not really. Oh, I thought there was like one more card. Oh, there is. A lot of you guys have like had a poor, like, again, I did mention that earlier, but self-perception. Like, you've been working on like your confidence as like what you add to situations and to people's lives. And, you know, even though these are reversed, I feel like this is like a tipping point where it's almost like all of these things are going to be thrown at you, and if you're able to like surpass it, hold that patience, hold that thought, like, no, this is who I am, this is what I want, and not let that like break you. Like, not let someone just like come in, like whoever it is, not just a romantic partner, but whoever it is, and make them doubt yourself. Like, no, I'm not going to doubt myself. I know who I am and what I have to offer, and period. Page of Swords. It's like waiting for the right moment. I think you guys have been really patient, really holding on, if you're single, for like, where's my Prince Charming? And, you know, like, it's all about timing. And I think a part of that whole release is releasing, sorry, I said that weird, releasing this time constraint that you've had on yourself. Like, I have to be married by 30. Like, comparing yourself, like, where, like, the timeline where you should have been and what you foresaw your life to be, and like not meeting that standard. It's like, screw that. I'm making my timeline as it goes. And that's how I think you should look at life and look at love. Like, it's not a race. Sage green, yellow, red. These are like primary colors, y'all. Well, these two. But these are like the thing that I'm getting from this is like brand new beginnings, but almost like starting over and almost like coloring in your life. Like imagery wise or metaphorically, I feel like it's like a coloring book and you're finally like coloring in the pages that needed to be colored for a while. Like things that you've been ignoring, whether it's like self-care or developing yourself. And I think that's really important for you to go back to the basics. Ooh, that's what I was going for. Go back to the basics of like what you enjoy and like who you are at the core, like your inner child. And like that is what will help you realize what needs to be in the relationship that you want and need and crave. And again, it's like a lot of patience, like the sage green, like that's like hermit energy. Like that's like you've been feeling alone for a long time. Like even in a relationship, you can still feel lonely if it's the wrong person, like if you haven't fully developed that relationship to be like communicating at the same level. Like, do you guys speak the same language? Like, do you know your love languages? Like all these things. Like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, you can still be lonely with like the friends you have, the relationships you have, your family, if you aren't authentically you. And these cards are about going back to the core of like, who are you? Like your self-love for yourself, your confidence being reiterated, your self-esteem, like working on these things. Like, are you working out to get the best body for you? Not for anyone, for you. What makes you passionate, like in career? And like, what do you like to do? Like, do you want to go out and party? Do you want to go to the movies? Do you want to spend some time with friends, like in the backyard, and just have some like good old fashioned quality time? Like, I think you're going back, like almost like, I don't want to say like regressing to like a kid, but bringing that childlike self into the present and really caring for that, like re-emerging as a person that you've always were supposed to be, but you kind of like stalled, like whether it's like putting other people's needs before yourself. You've kind of been avoiding this work that you've been needing on yourself. And I know this is like a summer romance reading, but especially this pile, it has to do with you first and then everybody else. Does that make any sense? And the last thing is blue-gray. So some of you guys might be traveling. I've been getting that a lot for every other pile. So distant travel. And soul family. I feel like maybe you've been waiting to like meet the right person or have soul connections. Like maybe you do, like you found like your chosen family, like I have, like my friends are my family. And then I've been like waiting for something like romantic, that like just someone else, someone brand new in years, in like 7 years or however long, like 10 years maybe, almost, that I haven't met anyone who's like sparked that soul connection in a long time besides the people that I already have. And I think maybe you felt that way too. Like you just want someone new that has that soul connection. And I think if you're open this summer, you can meet them. Or you can just build on like the relationship that you do have. And maybe it's like the relationship has changed so much that it's like a completely new relationship. Does that even make any sense? So regardless, it's like a new relationship, even if you're already in a relationship, because it's just like a lot of growth is happening. We have separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon, and children. your love life is being affected by children. So this can be literal, like some of you guys might be having kids, but and that could also be like the soul family thing, but it could also be like your inner child, which we've already addressed as well, with going back to the basics, like these primary colors like yellow, red, and then blue, gray, sage green. But also for some of you, it's like long distance, like maybe even talking to someone online and things are finally like you're traveling, like someone's making the move and motion is coming, like whether you take that flight, whether you drive there, something's happening. And then if none of that relates, I think it's just, okay, sorry about that. We got cut off. But basically what I'm trying to say is don't let your inner child like wreak havoc and make you feel like, oh, I've started all over again. Like just because like one bad moment or someone triggered you or a situation triggered you and made you feel like something hasn't happened yet. Whether it's like a relationship and it's like, oh, I'm back to being single, like screw that, like I'm never gonna get what I actually want. And it's like, no, it's not happening because it's not the right time, but that doesn't mean you're that old version of you, like when you were 15, like that's not true. Like get that narrative out of your head. And the next card is Diana. Focused intention. Hello, Wonder Woman vibes. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target and you will make your mark. Just like, I feel like you guys are really gonna like manifest things that you've always dreamed of. And the summer is like a summer to remember. And the song that comes to my head is Kids by MGMT or Management. But I really do think that you are fully capable of asking the universe for what you want and going after what you want. I think a part of you has been like holding yourself back, like being reserved and patient and waiting idly. And I think this summer you're just like gunning for it. Like for some of you guys, it's like if you really want it and you go out for it, you're gonna get it. Like I want it, I got it. Like that's also the other song, Seven Rings by Ariana Grande. Like that's your jam this summer. We also have 57, the joy of the future. And I think it's just like really being in the present moment, not the past, not the future, the present. And having optimism in relation to the future. Like, you know, the future could look so different. Like I know we get into these modes of like, well, you know, things haven't changed the past 6 months. Like it's always going to be like this. Like, no. That's because you settled and you've stayed complacent and, you know, stagnant energy or whatever. But like your future can completely change and do a 180 if you have the right intention and you focus really hard on that goal and what you want. And again, it first starts with like self-improvement and really honing in on yourself. And I think the more authentic version that you can like make yourself to be, the more you're going to find that authentic partner to match you. Does that make any sense? But anyways, I just feel like, yeah, I feel for you guys, like this pile. I think that a lot of it has to do with like inner work and going back to the basics of like who you are at your core and what you want and what makes you feel alive, like a child again. And I think this summer is like literally a coloring book, like just rich experiences are happening if you are open to it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And I hope that it resonates. And don't forget to like and subscribe because more tarot videos are coming soon. Bye.